Now, my next guest is a chemistry teacher from Blackburn by day, but moonlights as an online sensation at night. Shabaz Ali, aka ShabazSays, has racked up hundreds of millions of views on social media with videos that mock rich people who show off on social media. Let's have a look.
Today's episode of I'm Rich, You're Poor. Do you have lemon and lime ice? Do you have smoothie ice? Butterfly berry ice? Do you have pineapple ice? Do you have different coloured pineapple ice? No, you don't, you're poor. I'm Rich, You're Poor. My daughter's princess bedroom. Not like your daughter's Povo Disney princess. Mine's the real princess. That's why it's all beige. First up, got this curtain on her bed. That's to shield her from all the poverty out there. Not only can I afford 2 different Starbucks drinks, I can also afford a BMW X7, which heats and cools my cups. I'm rich, and this is my mansion. I've walked over to the servant quarters just to show you one of the smaller rooms in the house. This cupboard is called the candle pantry. I think some of these cost more than your grandma's pension. Each strawberry in this pack is worth £10. You can't even afford strawberries from Aldi, let alone these expensive designer strawberries. Why? Well, because you're poor.
Shabaz, it's lovely to have you here. Your story's so interesting because, as I mentioned at the beginning, you're a chemistry teacher as well. Yeah. So take me back to the beginning. How did you end up becoming a teacher to start with? Do
you know what? I saw an advert on Instagram. I saw an advert on Instagram and I was like, do you know what? I'll do it. I didn't really want to do it because I was working in a lab and I saw an advert and I thought, oh, let me try it. And they were offering 30 grand. So I thought, brilliant, I'm poor, I could do with the money.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that I wouldn't have money as a teacher because, you know, teachers aren't paid right, but I did it. And
so this was for the training to be a teacher?
Yeah. And then I just loved it. I loved the job. And 5 years later, I'm so glad that advert came up on Instagram.
Yeah, and a cool chemistry teacher as well. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, and so what, that kind of led you into making these videos, didn't it? It was kind of what you saw in school. Talk me through it.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of the kids don't have a lot. I mean, we used to have so many kids that used to come in school having not eaten at lunchtime, like having not eaten at home. So on a Friday, they'd eat at lunchtime, then Monday morning we'd feed them in school because they didn't get a hot cooked meal at home. And I saw so much of it on social media, just showing off and look at what I've got, my brand new bag and whatever. And I thought, I just wanted to be able to raise that awareness, but do it in a funny way. Yeah. So I just started taking the mick and then, yeah, it's led to this movement.
Yeah. So then tell me about, like, making the first video. What was that like? Did you have an idea straight away?
No, because I was watching this woman make ice cube trays and, like, she made, like, these 15 different flavours of ice and I was like...
Yeah, the one we just saw then, yeah.
And I thought, surely, if you've got time, you're only a rich person who's got that much time. Like, I've got work, I've got a million things to do. I haven't got time to be putting ice in the freezer, taking it out of the freezer, to put it back in the freezer. I thought, you must be rich. So I started this sort of, I'm rich, you're poor. And then it just led to people tagging me in hundreds and hundreds. I mean, I get tagged in like 50, 60 videos a day. Yeah. Because there's that much online.
So you get tagged in videos that people have put up where they're showing off about their richness and people then comment underneath and go, Shabaz, you should do something on this.
Sometimes they harass the person, though. Like, there's, like, a million people going, Shabaz, you need to get her. And I'm like, no, it's not. That's not the point. I just... Like, there's some people out there aren't showing off, like, are genuinely just living their best life, and they're like, Shabaz, get her. And I'm like, no, that's not the point.
Because your thing is not about... You're not saying people can't be rich. 100%. You're saying it's when people show off about it and how that makes people like your students feel.
Yeah, it's overindulgence. I think the idea is, look, you work hard, you spend your money on whatever you want to, but it's that overindulgence and that really silly money. Like, do I really need to show off about the fact that this is my 10th handbag that costs £60,000? You don't need to tell everyone about it.
There's a really interesting thing here, like, because I was with some kids last night who I work with a charity called Rubies, and it's in a tough part of the place where I grew up, Middlesbrough, and there was this whole thing about how much do you let them see your success and inspire them versus rubbing it in their face. And I was thinking, like, you know, should I get out of my car earlier because I don't necessarily want to put it in their face that I've got a posh car or whatever. So how do you balance that between being inspiring for them? Because it also might be like, you know, I grew up in the same area as them. Oh my God, she grew up in the same area and look at the nice car she's driving now. That could be me one day.
Yeah, I think there's a difference though. I think if you being successful is down to your hard work. And if people can see you're working hard to get there, that's not a problem. It's when you are showing off, like saying, oh my God, this is... Like, there's some people online that go, oh, you know, I've had the best day ever. The best thing ever could have happened to me has happened to me. You know, my Hermes bag is my brand new bag. You know what I mean? Like, it's that idea that there's a woman that was crying because her sales assistant has left her after 8 years. And before she left her a £60,000 bag. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
Yeah,
you see the difference. You're not going out there going, look at my brand new, you know, 50 grand car. You're saying, this is just a car I have because I worked hard. So there is a fine line.
That makes total sense. And tell me, how have the kids, like, you know, you're the students you teach and everything, reacted to this?
Do you know what? I think they love it, but they do. Some of them go, "Oh, you want to melt? You were on news with the Udian," and I was like, "Yeah," but they love it. They know everything I do, but they sort of like act too cool for it. But some of them genuinely love it. Like they're so excited, but the novelty wears off because they're like, "Yeah, he's in the chemistry lab." Like, right, so what? You gave me a detention a couple of days ago, so what? So they're going past the Shabaz of it. So.
Yeah, and how does it feel for you, having this kind of fame that's come from it as well?
Yeah, I'm really socially awkward, so when I'm out there and people are like, oh, Povo, look, it's Povo, and I'm like, this is not the best thing you can call me in the streets, but... oh, he's that Povo, that's that Povo. And I'm like, anyone that doesn't know that, they just think somebody's calling me Paul. Like, but yeah, no, I think it's great. I love people coming up to me and saying, look, this is what you've done because you've been able to help me with depression or whatever, you know, like laughing along with you. So it's lovely, but at the same time, it's just like a lot because I am just a chemistry teacher, so, you know.
God, it's brilliant that you do that because you'll be inspiring the kids no end. And what about in terms of the people you kind of, for want of a better phrase, pick on? Like, do you ever get them saying, please don't
Some
do
of
me,
them,
or do any of them change?
I think they love it. Some of them love it. Because I think, because they're showing off about what they have, I'm still highlighting what they have. So it's almost a bit of like, oh, yeah, look, I have got that. And so more people are seeing it. Now he's given 1 million people access to what I've got. Yeah. But some of them, like one person was trying to take me to court for it. And I was like, really? I don't know how that's going to work. I've got a penny, so I don't know what you're going to take me to court for. Yeah, you take me to court for my £1.56. Good luck.
So what's next? Are you going to still do these videos then? Have you thought of other stuff you want to do? Like...
Well, I'm still going to teach. I've got to go back to work after this, so I'm teaching at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to.
Are you?
Yeah.
What are you teaching today?
The periodic table to year 9s.
Excellent.
That's what I'm going to go and do after this. I would love teaching. I'll never give it up. I think it's just such a wonderful job, so I want to do that. And I'll just keep poking fun at rich people. There's going to be rich people and there's going to be poor people, so I think I'm always going to make content. Yeah, I love that. With the periodic table, do you do it with the song? Because when I was at school, we had this brilliant song. I don't know it, but I can put it on. YouTube. When we were at school, they'd have that, so I'd put YouTube on and just sing along to it. Yeah, I just remember barium. Yeah, excellent. Shabaz, thank you so much for coming in. It's been lovely to have you here. Still to come on the show, scientists say they are one step closer to finding out why our hair turns grey. But would you take a pill to reverse it? We'll be debating that and find out which supermarket has gone from being one of the cheapest for your weekly shop